in, what health and safety standards will be thrown out of the window simply because a bunch of land developers, and I'm being blunt here, I am extremely angry, as are many people in this country, because people, children, families died in that building.
So,
they could not
Theresa
get out.
May has promised that people will get answers. Will that public inquiry? Will that public inquiry answer those questions?
No,
those poor
because
people
when you have the government that is responsible for the cuts and the loss of lives, setting up what the parameters of the inquiry are, we are heading towards a whitewash of inquiry. I wouldn't trust Theresa May with any inquiry. It should be an independent inquiry. It's all very well for her to fix the judge. We should remember that the parameters of the inquiry are set by the Home Secretary or are set by Theresa May. That should not be in their hands, because we've had reviews before and nothing was done. By 4 successive ministers, nothing was done to save lives. And yet again, we now have another inquiry. How many more public inquiries? Don't ever forget the Bloody Sunday inquiry. Don't ever forget the Hillsborough inquiry. Inquiries where whitewash after whitewash after whitewash took place. What we want to see, and what families want to see, and those who are grieving want to see, is criminal investigations that get to the root of the problem and finds out who's responsible, who profiteered from the loss of life, who profiteered and wasn't willing to spend money on saving people's lives. It's unacceptable. It's barbaric that people tonight are sleeping in halls, that the local community has had to collect money, and people who have absolutely nothing are digging deep into their pockets to provide for these families, Muslims, non-Muslims, people who save lives that night, and firefighters who regularly are attacked by this Tory administration, and they run into these burning buildings. And yet we know that across this country the Conservative government is still preparing to shut down fire stations, still attack the firefighters. If they want to have a rethink, I want a parameters of an inquiry that addresses the criminal actions of the luxury developers, the criminal actions of the council, the failures to actually listen to what the residents themselves had spoken out about for years, and why it is those individual MPs failed to implement the reviews that demanded and said that buildings like Grenfell Tower were vulnerable to fire. The fact that they chose not to do so is criminal, absolutely criminal, and people lost their lives because of that, and Theresa May should resign.
Anwar, thank you very much indeed for joining us live.